Hello everyone, in this video I will teach you how to land a Cessna 172. This is a very easy one to land, so if you are a beginner, stay tuned. As you are approaching the runway, you need to start your descent. In the descent, you should keep the airspeed at 60 knots or so and adjust your pitch in order for it to be at near the horizon level. To control your speed, you should rather control it with your altitude indicator and not your throttle. You should also roll your flaps as I just did. Make sure you're aligned with the runway by checking your heading indicator. It should point at 90 degrees because we are landing at runway 09. I'm not doing big movements with the yoke in order to keep the plane stabilized. Now that we are very close to the runway, you should only look at the airspeed indicator and the runway itself. Don't forget that the airspeed indicator should point at 60 knots or less. You can lower your throttle by a bit in order to have a smoother touchdown. You should land at the beginning of the runway, so between these 12 lines forward, but don't go too far back. Okay, now that we are very near the ground, we can start the so-called flare. Flare is when you raise the nose of the airplane and lower the throttle. This is done to get a very smooth touchdown. You see that my airspeed is below 60 knots. That's because I'm over the runway, so I can lower the airspeed. Do not go below 40 knots. Did you notice that touchdown? Me neither. When you don't notice your touchdown, that's because you have done a very good job. You may be asking right now, if the altitude indicator was pointing at the horizon, why was the airplane going down? The airplane goes down because the airspeed is not enough to keep the plane at the same altitude. So I think that's the video. I hope I've helped you in getting better landings. See you next time.